Welcome back, and to this section on Microsoft's PowerPoint used for presentation software. PowerPoint is our last piece of the Microsoft Office suite that we're going to examine. As you'll recall, we looked at Word for word processing, Excel for spreadsheets, and now we're going to examine PowerPoint for creating and giving presentations. Now, a little confession before we jump into the actual software product. I've been giving and listening to presentations for a long time. PowerPoint is a very powerful tool, but it also gets abused. Some of the presentations I've heard and or given have been excellent. Mine in particular. Others have been just what I would classify as good. They're entertaining, but they could have gotten better. Most are what I would just classify as okay, and I'll tell you what, some are just flat out terrible. Please use this software responsibly. Too many words on a slide. Reading the slides. Bullet slide after bullet slide after bullet slide does not get it done. Giving a presentation is about sharing your knowledge and having a personality. PowerPoint doesn't happen to make either of those happen. You need to be the presenter. PowerPoint needs to be the tool that you use to leverage your personality and your knowledge. Thanks, off my soapbox now. Like all the other products, we begin to launch PowerPoint by double-clicking on its launch shortcut. The PowerPoint launch icon should look something like this. Again, like the other Office Suite products, once you first get into PowerPoint, there is a page where you have the option of opening previously created presentations or creating a new one from a series of templates. For our demonstration here, we're going to use this pretty blue template. I think because it goes nicely with my eyes, and you know how that all goes. PowerPoint is painfully easy to use. Once you've been inside the Microsoft Office products for a while, you find out they all operate pretty much the same way. Hotkeys for bouncing around, right click for options, and then these menus up at the top. PowerPoint is no different whatsoever. By default, when you open up a new slide deck, you get a presentation title page. So let's go ahead and complete that now. Now we're going to add a standard bullet page, very common in presentations, but I beg you, please don't make your presentation 100% of these. They are boring. Similarly, be careful how many words you put on a single slide. Remember, the goal here is to give you just enough clues to be able to speak to your audience and not read this slide verbatim. Similarly, a little oops here on this slide. Be careful to proofread all your slides because any Microsoft Office product will tell you when you have misspelled a word. It cannot tell you, though, when you've chosen the wrong word. And in fact, that is what happened here. So, oops, sorry, gang. But it made for a great example, so we move on. Okay, let's add a new slide up here. And then onto this slide, let's enter an organization chart. PowerPoint has a ton of these little built-in graphic presentation tools. Go ahead and utilize them rather than reinventing the wheel. And besides, anytime you're using a graphic or a picture, it's much more powerful than when you're just using text alone. Again here, Rick's spelling abilities come into play, but this time Microsoft was able to catch it for me. Anytime you see a word underlined in red, you've got an issue with respect to spelling. Anytime it's underlined in green, Microsoft has detected a potential grammar error. To correct it, simply right-click on the word and it'll give you a set of dictionary options. You simply select the correct one. Sorry, gang, I'm a mathematician. I can't spell worth a lick. Okay, let's finish off this slide with some insightful bullets over here on the right. Again, let's keep it short and sweet because we don't want death by PowerPoint. Let's go ahead and conclude our slide deck with a cute picture of my grandson. I don't believe I ever gave a presentation where I didn't have at least one family picture hidden in there somewhere. It makes you more of a human presenter, and it gives you something to talk about other than your science. I was always a big advocate, so my kids have been shown to people around the world over the last 30 years. Sorry, guys. Oh, and by the way, the correct answer to this question is yes, he is cute as a bug. Okay, now we're going to quickly show you how to bounce around between your slides by navigating over here on the left-hand side. You can either pick a specific slide and edit it, and you can even drag slides into new positions over here. Click one and delete it. Insert a new one, whatever you need. Here's where you're going to want to navigate around. Finally, you're going to want to present your slideshow. You do that by clicking up here. Then you can use the right and left arrow keys to navigate between slides. What's my recommendation? Do not use the autoplay function. Invariably, if you're like myself, you start jabbering on a slide and take much longer than the autoplay would otherwise give you. And now you're talking about a topic that is no longer the slide being presented. That's the voice of experience. Little negative reinforcement a couple times have taught me that it's just a lot easier to manage the presentation of slides at my own pace rather than letting Microsoft decide what is reasonable. Similarly, there's a bunch of animation functions in PowerPoint. I would use those with caution. Again, same reason. They're not always going to happen at the time that you would like them to in your presentation. And now, again, you look like less than an intelligent person because you got stuff going on the screen that you hadn't expected. If you want to toggle them off a click on your mouse or something like that, that makes perfect sense, but do not auto time them. Okay, that pretty much concludes our discussion of PowerPoint. I told you it was going to be short and sweet. Again, once you know one of the Microsoft Office products, you pretty much are expert in all of them. So by the time we've gone through Word and Excel, PowerPoint's just a new set of menu options that you need to start practicing with. And to that end, that's how I recommend you proceed with the Office Suite products. Just go ahead and open them up and start playing. You can do no harm here, and the further you explore, the more you're going to find in each of these tools. They're very feature rich. Microsoft has done a fantastic job. There's a reason they've got 90+% of this market. It's because these are good tools. The fact that they play nice together and you can cut and paste between them is even more extraordinary. Today, to get this oops button, this speech bubble, I built that in as a Word graphic, copied it out of there, pasted it into PowerPoint. Everything was working just fine. So cool. All right, we'll see you in the next section where we're going to cover file naming and directory structures. And remember, keep on learning. Have a good time.